Good morning, everybody. You join me on this beautiful Sunday morning in our gathering litany written by our own Wendy Brand. We are grateful for the brilliance of today, surrounded by the diversity of nature. We say thank you. We are grateful for the circle of life as demonstrated by the birth of animal babies and the resurrection of flowers that are coming out of their winter hiatus. We say thank you. We are grateful to be able to have the courage of lions. Lions! Not Detroit Lions, but lions. To speak up when our values are threatened by those who are afraid of change and what they don't understand. We are grateful to feel the love of our faith community when we meet to celebrate life and share the joy of our connections to each other and always to the earth. Thanks to these gifts and more that we receive every day, and the ability to rejoice in them. Namaste and Amen. Well, we're going to have a little fun today. I'll introduce our theme again in a moment, but you know what better way to start off a sermon on a service on the Lion King than with that classic, "The Lion Sleeps Tonight." So we want to get your a-wee-a-ween-a-ways going today. So why don't we rise up in body or spirit and have some fun with this opening hymn and sing it like we've never sung it before, and we have an actual lion with us, so this is very fitting today. Fun. Good morning, everyone. Yes, you are in a church. You may not think you might think you're turned into some other place. It is a church on this fine Sunday morning. Welcome. Thank you, Casey. Welcome to Faith United Church of Christ on this beautiful Sunday morning in May, the first Sunday in May. I can't believe that we're already in May. A special welcome to any visitors with us, first-time visitors, return visitors. We're delighted to have you, whether you're in person or if you're online with us. We're so happy that you have joined us as well. Special welcome to all of our online folks. If you're online and you're like, I want to know more about a place that starts off a church service with "The Lion Sleeps Tonight," well, you're in luck. Just send a note to office@faithucc.org, and we'll get you on our newsletter list. And if you're in person with us and you're thinking the same thing, like, well, who is this place? Keep a friendship book on the back table there, and you can go ahead and leave your information so we can get you on that same newsletter list. We lost a lot of our winter friends last week, so if they're online with us, we bid you hopefully safe travels back home. We miss you in person, but we're delighted that you're able to chime in with us online on this Sunday morning. Before we kind of launch into the service, I want to just take a moment. Jay reminded me of it this morning. Our Methodist minister out there, and Glenn as well, Methodist for a long time. Any other Methodists out there? Yeah, a couple of Methodists, yeah. Yeah, what a historic week for the Methodist Church. So we want to celebrate with them this week. Celebrate with them for stripping out all that old arcane language that bars marriage equality, that banned the clergy from marrying our LGBT sisters and brothers. I mean, just really get it out of there. And it was about time. And I know we celebrated with Andy Oliver down at, what's the church down there in St. Pete? Allendale, yeah. Andy's a great guy. I had lunch with him last year. A couple of us did. Wonderful guy. He was on the cover of Washington Post just weeping. That's what that means to him. I know a lot of other Methodist friends who are pastors and members, and they've been hoping for this day for a long time, and it took 40-something years and a lot of work. But progress, what is it? The moral arc of the universe is long, but it bends towards justice. It does, and we saw it in the Methodist Church. Now let's hope for some healing and some union, with them, that they don't undergo a time of fracturing and splintering, and so hope for unity. But what an exciting day, and we'll celebrate them to the fullest. So congratulations to our Methodist friends. Hey, introducing our theme for the month. If we're in May, it's Broad May this month, as we're calling it. Our Broad May theme, we are going to roll through some of those timeless classic. This has been on the docket for years here. We're finally we have this whole month. That Easter was so early. Let's do the Broadway theme. So we got together, your worship team, your music folks, we got together, put our heads together, late meetings deep into the night, ran for hours and hours, discerning, deeply praying for the right Broadway plays. Ellery's looking at me like, whatever. And these are the four that emerged from our times of prayer and centering. God spoke to us and said, you need to explore the Lion King. We said, okay. And it was in that Mustafa James Earl Jones voice. You need to explore the Lion King. We said, okay. Like Mel Brooks and Moses. Okay. Deaf man can hear you. A couple of you get that. That's good. And then next up, God just wanted to mess with me because apparently I've never seen Mamma Mia, so God said, you're going to do Mamma Mia the second week. It's one of my favorites, God said. And of course, then the third week is going to be The Greatest Showman. I love that one. It's such a beautiful theme. And finally, the fourth week, we're going to journey into Rent, which is one of my all-time favorite musicals. And I've seen that one many times. And it's got that wonderful, catchy song, which we'll hear more about in a couple of weeks. So that's our theme for the month. I encourage you, as Karen Hector did up here, go ahead and dress up in costume if you want. I threw it out there last week. I didn't think anyone would actually do it. And she comes walking in as a lie. We got we got costumes going. I love it. Thank you for doing that. Thank you for bringing it. So what's next? Mamma Mia? What's that? Like some Greek theme, right? So where, come eating some baklava or something, or bring her, come in a Hawaiian, I don't know, some Tommy Bahama shirt. Well, The Greatest Showman, big top hat, and Rent, I don't know. We'll figure it out, but come on, have some fun. And we'll explore these themes through music and story, because every one of these is loaded with so much. I came in costume today. I just want you to notice my shirt. You know, I was looking for a Lion King themed shirt, and I didn't want to pay like the $70 that Disney charges. So thank God I happened to be at JCPenney's, and they had this wonderful Dare shirt that has a lion on it. So not only am I promoting the Lion King today, I'm keeping kids off drugs. This is a social service message as well as a costume for the lion. I mean, look at that. It was either that or Tony the Tiger. Well, that's a tiger. It's not a lion. So, you know, it's... You know. So that's my costume and my social service message for the day. I hope you find this meaningful. We'll say a lot more about it in just a bit. I've already had a lot of fun working on one sermon. I can't wait to delve into the others in the coming 3 weeks. So let's have some fun this month. And God knows we need it, right? We need it in this world. There's so much going on. It's so heavy that we just need to take a load off every once in a while and just chill. I also just want to say real quick here before we go into some centering, thank you to our Labyrinth walkers and Barb Turner and Marge organizing a beautiful day yesterday for World Labyrinth Day. We had a whole bunch of walkers out there walking in peace and harmony with Labyrinth walkers all over the world. It was our first one here in Dunedin, having a labyrinth right here for us to use and to enjoy, and it was a really meaningful day. So thanks. If you haven't had a chance to get out, you know, it's not too hot yet. You can get out there and walk that labyrinth. There's enough shade on it at certain parts of the day. And I guarantee, if you give it the time, you will have a meaningful, deeply meaningful spiritual experience on that labyrinth. So thanks for yesterday. Let's have a little moment of centering, and we're going to pray the 9 prayers from Thich Nhat Hanh today. It's a beautiful way of centering ourselves in the heart of life. First, I invite you just to take a few breaths and close your eyes, and if you're so inclined, and breathe in a sense of peace and joy and fun this day. Try and let go of some of that anxiety that we carry that gets put on us all the time. And pray these prayers by the wonderful monk Thich Nhat Hanh. May I be peaceful and happy and light in body and spirit. May you be peaceful and happy and light in body and spirit. May all beings be peaceful, happy, and light in body and spirit. May I be free from injury. May I live in safety. May you be free from injury. May you live in safety. May all beings be free from injury. May they live in safety. May I be free from disturbance, fear, anxiety, and worry. May you be free from disturbance, fear, anxiety, and worry. May all beings be free from disturbance, fear, anxiety, and worry. May I learn to look at myself with the eyes of understanding and love. May you learn to look at yourself with the eyes of understanding and love. May all beings learn to look at themselves with the eyes of understanding and love. May I be able to recognize and touch the seeds of joy and happiness in myself. May you be able to recognize and touch the seeds of joy and happiness in yourself. May all beings be able to recognize and touch the seeds of joy and happiness in themselves. May I learn to identify and see the sources of anger and craving and delusion in myself. May you learn to identify and see the sources of anger, craving, and delusion in yourself. May all beings learn to identify and see the sources of anger, craving, and delusion in themselves. May I know how to nourish the seeds of joy in myself every single day. May you know how to nourish the seeds of joy in yourself every single day. May all beings know how to nourish the seeds of joy in themselves every day. May I be able to live fresh, solid, and free. May you be able to live fresh, solid, and free. May all beings be able to live fresh, solid, and free. Finally, may I be free from attachment and aversion, but not indifferent. May you be free from attachment and aversion, but not be indifferent. May all beings be free of attachment and aversion, but not be indifferent. May we hold these prayers of hope for ourselves and our world and one another and all beings this year, this day and this year always. Amen. Let's journey ever deeper into our Lion King time of worship together.
Everything the light touches is our kingdom. But the king's time as ruler rises and falls like the sun. One day the sun will set on my time here and will rise with you as the new king.
Thank you, Mustafa. That's always going to be fun. So if you've ever been to Broadway, New York, the bright lights to see a show, you know the magic that happens when the curtain goes up and the lights go low and the theater goes quiet and the drama of a great story begins to unfold. And it's not just Broadway. If you've never been to Broadway, but if you've ever seen any story unfold, on a stage, from kindergartners, doing their very first ever play on a school stage, to the Tony Award winners dazzling us from the biggest stages imaginable. You know the power of a good story acted out in front of a live audience, and how your emotions can be heightened, and how you can just get lost, if even for a few hours, in the power of live storytelling. Great plays, I contend, and the storylines and the music, the music especially, to go with them, are spiritual experiences of incredible depth with important life lessons to share and teach. So that is what this month is about. It's about some of those stories and those lessons that these shows teach us as timeless classic stories with some pretty amazing music. And my hope then this month is that this is a meaningful theme for you, and one that we can pull out each and every year, because as we know, there is no shortage of incredible Broadway-style plays out there that move us. I mean, I'm thinking Phantom of the Opera, right? Or Cats, right? Or Hair, West Side Story. How about some more, maybe some would say would fit us even better? Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. Or Jesus Christ Superstar. And my all-time favorite, SpongeBob the Musical.
I'm not dressing up.
You're not dressing up as SpongeBob? I'll dress up as, if we ever do SpongeBob, I will come dressed up as SpongeBob. Okay, I put it out there. You're all going to be lobbying for SpongeBob the Musical. I've seen that on Broadway, and let me tell you, it was phenomenal.
You would be Squidward.
It would be Squidward. No, my kids used to say I was Patrick, so I was more of a Patrick kind of guy. But for the start of this series, we can only choose 4. We can only choose 4 Broadway hits for the month of May, so SpongeBob will have to wait. Today we'll begin with a story that began as an animated children's movie, classic about a lion pride, with talking lions, yes, laughing hyenas, a mandrill baboon-style monkey sage, and catchy, beautiful music and a whole lot of humor. But underneath all of that lies the heart of storytelling and deep themes of love and loss and guilt and betrayal and destiny and overcoming adversity and wisdom. So today we'll explore The Lion King. Next week we'll explore what I have learned is a favorite of many of you, Mamma Mia. That classic story set to the music of the great band ABBA. While it may seem an entertaining story of a wedding in Greece, underlying it, like so many, are the universal themes that grip us as people, taking chances, determination, heartbreak, and courage. We'll explore the classic Mamma Mia next week and celebrate especially its beloved music. In the third week of the series, we'll explore The Greatest Showman, the Broadway story of one Phineas Barnum and his dream to bring a circus show to the people and make it literally the greatest show on earth. So with his intriguing cast of characters, the storytelling invites watchers into Barnum's world and his life, where he holds these really deep values of inclusion and respect and celebration of differences, things that weren't really necessarily widely celebrated, during his time. But the only thing holding us back, Barnum believes, and which we'll talk about, is our imagination. but with courage, all things are possible. Finally, in the last week of May, we'll journey into that famous Broadway musical Rent and its powerful song, 525,600 minutes. You gotta wait to hear it if you don't know it. If you don't know it, I'm saying, what the heck? How do you not know it? But you will in a couple of weeks, and it's a play about to love with abandon and to respect one another, especially those on the margins. In the case of Rent, the LGBT community, and even more specifically, folks living with AIDS. It's a really powerful story. It explores drug addiction and mental health struggles and so much more. Its breadth is wise. But most importantly, human dignity is the theme that runs through Rent in a really deep way. In fact, if you take any of these shows, you see the themes of dignity, courage, overcoming, imagination, inclusion, and compassion running through each of them like a thread. They are the reasons that we love a good story. They really are. They are the reasons that we love Broadway. So today, though, we begin our series on the Tanzanian plains of the African desert. We begin on those Tanzanian plains where a lion pride rules the sun-swept lands in the circle of life. Now, King Mustafa and Queen Sarabi, our royal couple, well, they have a son named Simba. The little baby there is assumed in true patriarchal fashion. And if I have one really big gripe about the Lion King, it's that it's extremely patriarchal. So I had to set that aside anyways, but it's assumed that Simba will grow to assume the kingship of the pride and will rule over the lands like his father did. It was said that Disney, when they created The Lion King in 1994, can you believe it's been that long? Based this theme, went to Broadway in 97, based this theme on Joseph and the Moses stories from the Hebrew Scriptures, with both share that very biblical theme of exile and return. In this case, the story goes, the young future King Simba is exiled after the death of his father Mustafa, and in a very Joseph Campbell-like hero journey way, Simba goes into exile and goes through the trials and ordeals, and then comes to grips with his destiny and returns to claim his birthright and kingship that was stolen from him by his evil uncle Scar. It's a timeless classic storytelling motif, much like so much of our biblical stories. There's something that we, as human beings, love in the story of an exile and a return. If you just, yesterday was May the 4th be with you. If you've seen any of the Star Wars movies, you know exactly what that is. For we will find it time and again in movie after book after Broadway play. That's a theme that runs over and over and over, and it's on powerful display in The Lion King. So back to the plot. For the very rare person of you that has not seen The Lion King, and I met one yesterday, she will go unnamed. I'm guessing there may be one more of you, I don't know. It's never seen The Lion King. Our little Simba, our little baby's out playing, and he gets himself in a little bit of trouble. And his king father comes out to find him, and some things go down. This is a very Cliff Notes version of this. Some things go down orchestrated by the king's jealous and weaker younger brother Scar, and some very funny yet menacing hyenas that he has aligned himself with. Now, Scar and his minion hyenas orchestrate a great stampede of wildebeests in the land, and in trying to save the young little lion Simba and his young female friend Nala, well, the king, King Mustafa, meets his death at the paw of his brother Scar, who lets him fall from a cliff rather than save him. Whew.
It's Mufasa.
Is it Mustafa? What did I say? Mufasa?
Mufasa.
Oh. You say Mustafa, I say Mufasa. Same thing, right?
So it is Mufasa.
Mufasa. I'm going to get it right. I was saying Hakuna Matata until yesterday too, so don't quote me. Anyway, name aside. So Scar gets to the young Simba, and he convinces him after his father's death that it's his fault. He's to blame for his death, and that he should go ahead and leave the land forever, never to come back, go into exile forever. So Simba, the young Simba, buys into that storyline. And he is to blame. He goes off to his exile. While gone, Scar, the evil Scar, assumes the kingship and turns the kingdom very dark. While Simba grows away from the Pride Lands and meets some quite entertaining characters along the way, especially a vegan meerkat named Timon, and a warthog. You wouldn't think I never watched this before. And a warthog named Pumbaa. That one I can get. He also meets that fun, wise, sage-like mandrill baboon kind of monkey named Rafiki, who happens to be a wise shaman. And together, these three have a role in convincing the young Simba of some deep life lessons that can also have deep connections and meaning to our lives as well. And there's a few of those lessons that I want to explore today, because that's where the meat of the story meets our lives. One of those lessons that we can take, that we should take from the Lion King, is that you can't run from your past. You know, you can't, and the past cannot and never should define who you are. It's a big theme in the Lion King. We all make mistakes, right? And we have things happen in our lives, but they should never define the totality of who we are. We can change. We can look from a past that was not ideal for whatever reason, and we can look into a new future. Our destiny lies not in past regrets, mistakes, or occurrences, but in what we do to overcome those and live into a new and emerging future. For Simba, during his exile, that meant letting go of what he thought he was responsible for, the death of his father, and having the courage to flip the script and not let that define him forever. And with the help of his new friends, he had to see and learn to trust that he had a destiny different from the circumstances that tried to define him and hold him prisoner. And he had to let go of the past. I know this is a very human thing to do, this hanging on to the past, but apparently it's also a very lion thing to do, as we learned in the movie as well. But the past is the past. And as the wise mandrill monkey Rafiki tells Simba, and by way of telling Simba, he's telling all of us, right? That's the beauty of storytelling. He says, oh yes, the past can hurt, but the way I see it, you can either run from it or you can learn from it. There's a lot of wisdom in that statement. Don't let the past hold you down. For going back and changing things without a time machine is impossible. But in the process of moving forward, well, fear and regret are not the ways to navigate those waters and to live into your new and unfolding future. Everyone in this room right now, every single one of you, everybody in this room has made a mistake in their life. Anyone want to raise their hand and be that one that hasn't? Or in our online folks, including and especially me. But beating ourselves up for those mistakes for the rest of our lives, or beating someone else up for the rest of their lives on the flip side, is just not helpful either. Makes me think of when Jesus said not to forgive, 1 or 2 or 7 times, but what did he say? He said forgive 7 times, 70 times. And that includes not just forgiving others for their mistakes, but it includes forgiving ourselves for the mistakes we have made as well. Now for Simba, like us, it doesn't mean just forgetting, but it does mean forgiving. And as hard as that can be, as Jesus knew and as that wise mandrill monkey knew, we're better off for it in the end. The Lion King talks about the circle of life. That's what a lot of folks take from it, nature, the circle of life. But there's another circle playing out in the Lion King called the circle of living. You make a mistake. That's what we're all going to do. You atone. You forgive. You learn. You change. You keep on becoming the person that you're meant to become. That's the circle of living. It's not easy, for God's sakes, we all know, but it's the path that we're meant to walk. It's the first lesson. That leads me into a second important lesson that Simba learns, this one especially from his funny friends, Timon and Pumbaa, and that well-known phrase, you all know it, called Hakuna Matata. Hakuna Matata, a Swahili phrase that was turned into a wonderfully addicting and delightful song that will now be stuck in all of your ears for the rest of the day like an earworm that it is, right? How does it go again? It goes, Hakuna Matata, what a wonderful phrase. Hakuna Matata, ain't no passing craze. It means no worries for the rest of your days. It's our problem-free philosophy. Hakuna Matata. Oh, it's stuck there now. You're not getting rid of it. Thanks, Mike, you'll be saying later. Makes me think, as I was working with this, makes me think of Jesus again. You know, this time preaching to the crowds, and he said, therefore, do not worry about tomorrow. You know, for tomorrow will worry about itself. Today's worries are enough for today. He could have just said Hakuna Matata. Would it have been a lot easier? It's much shorter. And strangely, there is more of a connection between Timon, Pumbaa, and Jesus here in that famous phrase than I ever thought I would utter from a pulpit. Or anywhere else for that matter with those names strung together. Never in my life did I think that this moment would happen. But it's here. But that's because Hakuna Matata doesn't just mean, hey, what's that old song, Don't Worry, Be Happy? Bobby McFerrin, don't worry, be happy. He wonderfully sang, but it actually is closer to the word and idea of Ubuntu. Also Swahili, which means I am because you are. I am because you are. And taken together then, both of these phrases can mean that we shouldn't worry. You know, not because we're tough and we're self-sufficient and I don't need to worry, but because you have one another. You have people. You have a circle. And you will never worry alone, and you will never walk alone. You have others that will walk with you. It's a very communal message of togetherness and love. It reminds me of what Martin Luther King Jr. once said. He said, we're all caught up in an inescapable network of mutuality tied to a single garment of destiny, and whatever affects one directly affects all indirectly. Which is also very close. So Hakuna Matata, Ubuntu, don't worry, inescapable network of mutuality. The point is clear in each case. You are never alone. You don't have to struggle alone. You don't have to struggle alone. You shouldn't worry alone. You have others on the journey to help bear your burden. That's a lesson, cute song or not, that we should never, ever forget. It's a universal symbol of togetherness, love, and compassion, and it is truly a wonderful thing. So I say to you, Hakuna Matata. So putting the past behind you and not being defined by it. Remembering that you're not alone in this life, especially amidst the struggles that life throws your way. And finally, overcoming adversity. It's the third theme that shined brightly for me this week as I re-immersed my life, or myself, in this beautiful play and movie. One thing we know in our lives is that, life struggles are real. They find us. They find you whether you want them or whether you don't want them. You can't be ready for them. They just come. Life can beat us down. Health challenges, family issues, financial burdens, addictions, relationship or job woes, mental health issues, loss, grief, just to name a few of the things that invade the joy of our lives and make things rather difficult at times. Sometimes things just don't go the way, that we'd hoped or that we planned, and we have to find a way to swerve A new way to swerve, as hard as that can be, into an unforeseen direction. That's definitely what happened in The Lion King. As Simba's life took an unfortunate and painful and demoralizing direction, and he had to dig deep and climb out of the pit into the light of a new day. But you know what? He did. He did. And even though he rather would have kept on running from the problems and the issues and the difficulties that were facing him, he found the strength in adversity that was staring him in the face. And he not only survived, but he persevered. And he carved a path into a whole new future. Simba was down. But you know what he did? He got up. Simba was down, but he got up. The kind of perseverance and overcoming makes me think of some of the great biblical storytelling, and storytelling that is timeless because, like The Lion King, it speaks to us about life's deep and abiding truths. Now I'm thinking of the story of Jacob. You all remember that story? Remember that story? He wrestled all night in the dark one time with an angel, with God, and God wouldn't let him go until he blessed him, and then he got up the next morning and he had to go and face down his brother Esau, who he feared was coming to kill him, but face him down he did. Jacob was down, but you know what he did? He got up. It makes me think of the prophet Elijah, who was so down, he wanted to die. He wanted to lay on the ground. He wanted to die in a cave. He was ready to give up. Things were so hard. But he sensed something, some still small voice calling him into a new future. And you know what he did? He got up out of the cave and he faced the storms and he heard the voice of God in the quiet. Elijah was down. But you know what he did? He got up. Makes me think of David. You know, a young man who challenged the mightiest Philistine foe, Goliath, to a battle. Had to been thinking, what was I thinking? Looked across the field, saw that giant. He had to have a moment, right? Wouldn't we all? He had to be shaken, wondering what did he get himself into. But you know what he did? He bent down and he picked up a stone and then he got back up. And he delivered his people into the light of a new day. David was down, but he got up. He got up. I'm thinking of Esther, the story of Esther, who tricked a king to save her people on the brink of annihilation. The times were hard, but she dug deep. She dug deep, she got down, and then she got up, and she led her people into a new future. She was down, but she got up. I'm thinking of Mary. Oh my, young Mary. On finding out that she's been chosen to birth a new vision of the world into existence, and the son she was carrying, something had to bring her to her knees. And worry and fear and anxiety. But you know what she did? She got up. She got up, and finally I'm thinking of Jesus. Talk about storytelling. Who battled all of his fear to preach about a kingdom that did not exist to a people who did not want anything to do with that kingdom existing. And all of the threats and the fear that he endured and the hiding. And finally he was arrested and he was tried and he was killed for daring to speak a world that worked for the oppressed. And he was killed and he was down. But you know what the story tells us he did? He got up. He got up. We could go on and on. I think you get the picture with this theme. Life will bring you to your knees. It will try to crush you. It will bring you down. It will try to leave you shaking and in fear, and it will make you just want to stay down, but you gotta get up because you have a fire in you that can tackle any adversity if you just put your mind to it, your heart to it. It wasn't easy for any of those folks that I mentioned. It sure wasn't easy for Simba. But he dug deep and he found a path, a way to overcome it. We can too, no matter how life tries to bring you down, you can get back up. Who would have thought? You could learn so much from a Broadway play about a talking lion and a wise monkey. Well, again, that's the power of story and storytelling, It's the power. From some cute characters we can learn and do learn great lessons in life. Don't let the past define you. You never struggle alone. And you can overcome adversity that will or has already found you in your life among so many others. So often these stories invite us to delve into deep truths that might otherwise elude us. They put it almost in our language. It's no doubt, it's like the Bible does. It's no doubt why the Bible remains the greatest selling book of all times, and why we continue to gather weekly and talk about it. For in stories, we come alive. In storytelling, we come alive. Now, Joseph Campbell once said, people say what we're all seeking is a meaning for life. He said, I don't think that's what we're really seeking. I think that what we're seeking is an experience of being alive, so that our life experiences on the purely physical plane will have resonances with our innermost being and reality, so that we can actually feel the rapture of being alive. I know when it comes to Broadway, when really all stories, no truer words have ever been spoken. For maybe all of the meaning is in the journey itself, And stories like The Lion King help us navigate that journey in really profound ways. So I can't wait to see what Mamma Mia, The Greatest Showman, and Rent have in store for us. If they're anywhere as meaningful as talking lions and funny hyenas, well, we're all in for a real treat. A real treat. And now, my friends, come on one more time. Sing it with me so I can make sure it's stuck in your head all day. Come on, let's go. 1, 2, 3. Hakuna Matata. What a wonderful phrase. Hakuna Matata. Ain't no passing phrase. It means no worries for the rest of your days. Yeah, it's our problem-free philosophy. Hakuna Matata. Amen. 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 Beautiful, thank you. What a song, huh? That Elton John, he knows how to write some music. Elton John, yeah, that was Elton John, wasn't it? Yeah. I screwed up so many other names today, I figured. As we come to a time of communion, first Sunday in May, as we always say here at Faith UCC, all are welcome. All are welcome at this table. That's the way communion should be, no matter where it is celebrated. It is a meal for everybody. It is a meal of unity, meal of compassion, remembrance, celebration, and all are welcome at this table. Some simple instructions after our litany. Please come up the center aisle, and we have bread for you in the baskets. All gluten-free bread, might I add, so no looking around for the gluten-free. It's all gluten-free. And we'll have juice on the sides over here for our servers. And you can leave your cups in the baskets there and head back to your chair for a time of prayer or centering or conversation and or sing Hakuna Matata to one another. Whatever you want to do, it's time to make it meaningful for you. You'll join me in our communion litany, but all are welcome. As I stand upon the earth, I know that I am part of the circle. As I drink water from a cup, I know that I am part of the circle. As I partake of food from a garden, I know that I am part of the circle. As I gather for a sacred meal, I know that I am part of the circle. As I watch the grace of a butterfly, I know that I am part of the circle. Laughter and tears, grapes and grains, awe and wonder remind us that we are all part of a circle. That circle is the earth. That circle is the people. That circle is life. Everyone is welcome to be here in this circle. This day, as we share communion together, everyone is welcome to this feast of broken grains and grapes of the vine in remembrance of the one that we follow, Jesus. Let us enjoy this feast together, and in this way lift up a world of inclusion and care, where all people in the circle of creation live with respect and dignity. In memory of Jesus, everyone present will share in this bread of new life, broken for us that we might remember his life and love that he embodied in the world. In this way, we lift up a world of generosity, where, as in the example of Jesus, abundance will become scarcity, so that all are fed. In memory of Jesus, everyone present is invited to share in these grapes of promise, harvested for us so that we may spread the challenge his life was to the ways of injustice in the world. In this way, we lift up a world of sufficiency, where entrenched systems of privilege are challenged, wealth is shared, and all are satisfied with enough. I wonder if you'll join me before we go into a little more intentional time of centering during our communion litany here, I'd like to lift up some concerns and some joys, some of which you have shared with me here. Please hold Pat Sargent in your hearts and prayers. Pat had a fall earlier this week and suffered a slightly fractured pelvis. Pat's probably online with us. She's staying with her son Sean right now. No surgery or anything. Just has to get stronger and do a lot of walking and get back on her feet. So Pat, we're thinking of you this day and hope you're always so good about taking care of all of us. We just want to wish you the best, and if you need anything, you just let us know. And I know you're in great hands with your family. So we're thinking about you this day, Pat. Also continue to hold Marcia Roberts in your hearts and prayers. One for her birthday she just celebrated. A joy. Oh, she's smirking. Why do you have to bring that up? Happy birthday to Marcia. But also for some health challenges that she's struggling with in this time. So Marcia and Jay, we hold both of you in our hearts and prayers. Enjoy and concern this day. Please hold Ron McNicholas in your hearts and prayers. Michelle's husband. Ron is having a heart procedure on Wednesday to repair a hole in his heart. He's not worried about it apparently, but Michelle is worried about it. So Ron, we're thinking of you this day and on a Wednesday, and Michelle, you got us. Celine The two of you lean on us as you need to, and if we can do anything, you just let us know.
And we know with Joy also.
Yeah.
On Monday, tomorrow, we have our 1-year wedding anniversary.
Tomorrow? That is a joy. That was a year ago. We did this. We did it right here. Yeah. Oh wait, that was your other. And then.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! Happy anniversary.
And then June 7th, what's that, June
Oh my
6th?
God! He appears. What are you hiding out for the moment? Ron, we're thinking of you on Wednesday, man. All right? Yeah. He's like, he ran, he drove all the way from home in the time I mentioned it. Parked his car, ran in here for that moment right there. What's that?
Let's do the time warp again.
Hey, you know a wormhole that we don't know about or something? Hey, we're thinking of you on Wednesday and today, okay, my friend? Let us know what you need. Go get them, get this done, and get back to us, all right?
Any ideas on what I could get Michelle for?
If you have anniversary ideas for Ron, he's got a couple hours left. He can leave. He's got that wormhole. He can leave really quick and get over to, I don't know, Target or something. Where do you go these days for Sam's Club? Yeah. There's a wormhole right to Sam's Club. So. Mike, do you have an idea for Ron for a gift?
Yeah, just come home from the hospital healthy.
Oh, there you go. Nice, Mike. That's the gift that we all want, Ron. We'll get him on Wednesday, okay? Continue also, Bev Grief contacted me yesterday. Prayers for her friend Alice as she undergoes some health struggles, and prayers for Bev as well, who's having some issues with one of her eyes. So she'll be seeing some specialists. So hold Bev and her friend Alice in your hearts and prayers. And finally, Chuck and Pam Stiers, hold them in your hearts and prayers, as well as their grandson Chalice and the boys. But it's just a time of struggle right now. So there's some hope this week that some things can turn the corner. So just hold the Stiers, Chalice, in your hearts and prayers. Chuck and Pam aren't feeling well today. They are at home this very moment watching us online. So we're thinking about you, Stiers, this week, and hoping that this is the week of some good news and a corner to be turned. So lean on us as well as you need to. I had a couple, Lori Lucas, pray for the students and protests everywhere fighting for civil rights against genocide and apartheid. Yeah, our college campuses are exploding right now. War is raging, and this nation just seems to leap from one crisis to the next, doesn't it? Really does. So hold our students, everybody, just pray, and the Israeli hostages that still haven't been returned, and the people of Gaza, and the people of Ukraine, everybody that's just suffering from war right now. It's war weary. Hold them in your hearts and prayers this day as well. And Linda Bridge, brother-in-law John, had the Whipple surgery that we lifted him up last week. No evidence of cancer, successful. That is great. Give John our best. And then finally, Nancy Niven, prayers for my friend and neighbors in New Hampshire, Kathy and her son Ryan, whose husband and father passed away just the other day after a 9-month battle with cancer. So we hold them in our hearts and prayers, Nancy. Pass on our love to them, okay, as well this day. A couple of joys to celebrate, for we come together for communion. Elfrida and Frank Jopp are in church today, and that is a joy. It's been a while. We're happy to have you here. You keep on going, all right? You keep on going and getting better and better every day.
Thank you.
Yep, you bet, Frank. Good to hear your voice in here, that booming baritone tenor voice that you have. Good to hear you in here again, and Elfrida as well. And also, Victor Lucas celebrates a birthday on 5/9. Happy birthday to Victor. And then the luckiest man in this room, Don Miller, celebrated a birthday yesterday on May 4th, which is the 4th Be With You Day. How did you make that happen? You get May the 4th be with you every year on your birthday, and you are a lucky man. Happy birthday to Don. Will you join me in, let's keep all those concerns and joys with us, and journey into a little more intentional time of centering and prayer. And we'll lift up some more names in just a moment. But in this time of communion, a holy one, we gather in humble reverence, acknowledging the sacred circle of life that binds us all. In the rhythm of the universe, we find our place, each breath a communion with the essence of existence. As we gather for this symbolic meal in remembrance of the many meals, the many, many meals that Jesus shared with strangers and friends alike, may we recognize the divine spark that resides within each being, uniting us in a tapestry of love and compassion. And through this meal, may we recognize the spirit of the universal Christ in the world in which we live and move, and of course always in one another and within ourselves in all times as well. We hold so many in our hearts and minds this day who are struggling and suffering with illness and grief and hard times, and so many more burdens. Some we have named, yet others reside within, where hope is born anew in our hearts. And so I just want to invite you in this time to lift those hopes for those that you carry this day, just a name, a place, or a situation. What's on your heart in this time? Please share in this sacred space.
Trudy, Amy Valentino's mom.
Oh, yes. Trudy, for Trudy and Amy Valentino, and the Valentino family, yes.
Tornado and floodwaters.
Our democracy and President Biden.
Ukraine.
My nephew Adam,
Mm.
Karen.
Katie.
Mm.
Michelle. Patrick. Doug. Alan and Diane. And Zora.
All for our communities, our nation and world. Let us pray in a spirit of hope this day. For those we hold who are going through a difficult time, let us pray in a spirit of hope this day. And the people of the world who are dealing with so much pain and violence, and war, and poverty and loss, discrimination, let us pray in hope this day. Hope, courage, love, and peace. May we see more of this in our world, oh God. I wonder if you'll join me now in a beautiful interpretation of that ancient prayer that Jesus asked us to pray long ago. The words are on the screen. Our Creator, who art in every living being, hallowed be thy name in the dance of existence. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in the interconnected web of life. Give us this day our daily sustenance, as we recognize the abundance of nature around us. Forgive us our trespasses against the earth, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into greed and consumption, but deliver us from the illusion of separateness. Thine is the unity, the diversity, and the everlasting cycle, from birth to death, and then back to the eternal grace of renewal. Amen. Amen. I love that version. I'd like to invite our floaters forward. This is our floater, Joanne. Our floaters, our one floater. Table is ready when you are. Please come forward when you are ready. And if you're unable or unwilling, Joanne will come and find you. Jesus taught us these truths, that the world is filled with good things. Sufficiency is the key to abundant life. Food is a gift of the generous spirit. We eat from one loaf. We represent one circle. Amen. Hey, a couple of announcements here before we move into a time of hospitality together. And I hope you'll stick around and enjoy some time together on this beautiful Sunday morning. A new group a luncheon group is forming called Lunch and Laugh. And it looks like they're going to be, you guys on the third Sunday of each. You and Whitney, right, are kind of organizing this. You're looking at me like, what? Talk to Whitney if you're interested, but it looks like a lunch, like the third Sunday of each month at Jason's Deli to talk about comedy. That's what he's looking at me like, I have no idea what you're talking about. Talk to Whitney if you're interested in the Lunch and Laugh. It looks like a pretty cool thing. It's kind of a takeoff on the comedy show. And for those of you that like to tell a lot of jokes, you can just meet after the third Sunday, get together for a little lunch, and tell some comedy skits at Jason's Deli. So try some stuff off each other. I guess that's it. So talk to Whitney. She's not here today. I bet she'll be back next week. PB&J is over. I mean, it's never over. You can donate anytime you want. And I hope you'll continue to make donations to Dunedin Cares. Thank you for your incredible generosity. We hauled a lot of food. Our group, I say we like I did. Our group, our team, our Dunedin Cares team hauled a lot of food over to Dunedin Cares during this month. And that's pretty cool. I'm hoping every church, every organization was hauling food over there to feed our hungry neighbors. We haven't gotten the results on the challenge. The challenge is the fun part of it, but donating is the meaningful part of it and feeding our neighbors. So we'll get you those results as soon as we can, but thank you for your incredible generosity to all of your Dunedin Cares donations. We always have our drop-off box out there. You can bring them on Sundays. Let's keep those donations coming and make that a prime ministry of what we do here is in taking care of our neighbors out there that are in need. So thank you for your incredible donations, and that just leads me into saying thank you for all of your generosity. You keep this place humming along in a day and age when churches are just dropping all over the place. I read about one or two every week that are merging, closing, folding, whatever. We just keep going and we get stronger, and we have a message to share with the world that needs it, and it's your generosity that keeps us going. So from your pledging to your giving, thank you. If you're visiting with us and you're like, I really want to, I'm so moved by Hakuna Matata that I want to make a donation here, a love offering. We have plates on the back tables, in the back there on the bistro tables. And if you're online with us, to our friends online, just go to our website at faithucc.org, and you can click on the giving link and do all your giving right there. And the rest of you can do that too. You go home, you'll be like, I'm going to get on that website and I want to give some money to this place. Or you can look at all the different options we have for giving. Betty she's lighting up right now. She's like, yes, our treasure is lighting up. You can do that any time. I wish you an amazing week. I hope you can live those themes from the Lion King, especially that overcoming adversity. We all have stuff that we're going through right now, and you can get through it. You're going to be down in life, but as we just talked about, you can get back up. And I hope you do it time and time again. And Hakuna Matata, you got a community right here. You never struggle alone, but you got a community right here to walk your journey and your struggles with you in support and love and hope. That is the heart of Hakuna Matata, so we will live that. Lion King theme or not, we will live that always. Go home tonight and watch Mamma Mia. Unfortunately, it left Netflix, so if you're like me, you're going to have to pay for it now. I had all this time. I've had months to watch Mamma Mia. Did I do it? No, I didn't do it. And now it's off, and I got to go pay for it, like $3.99, whatever. I know, I give up a latte. I sacrifice so much, I know. But you can find it out there on some different things. Maybe you'll hit a streaming platform this week, who knows. And we'll get into Mamma Mia next week, and we'll come ready to dance, because it's ABBA next week. And we want to see some dancing out there. So wear your 70s garb, wear your Greek Isle-themed garb. Come in roller skates if you want, Dancing Queen style, whatever you want to do. Get crazy. And let's give it up one more time for our lion up here. On the Lion King week. Have a great week, everybody. Enjoy a time of hospitality together. God bless you all. And let's sing our way out of here with Let There Be Peace on Earth and let it begin with us. Go in peace, everyone. Love one another. Hakuna Matata.